Slowthai is a national treasure of UK punk music, but what is it that earns him this title? My personal belief is that punk is not a sound, it's an ethos and a culture. One does not choose to be punk or create a style of music that is punk, you just either are or you aren't. And Slowthai is arguably one of the most authentic voices in UK music. Slowthai initially came onto the scene with a song called Jiggle in 2016, followed by an EP titled I Wish I Knew, released by iconic indie label Bone Soda. But in January of 2018 had a breakthrough moment with TN Biscuits, which had been performed live at a BBK show 6 months previous. And this is the iconic clip you see at the start of the video. This clip for me embodies Thai's energy, and the first time I watched this video I was completely mesmerized by Thai's vocal approach, lyrics, visuals and style. TN Biscuits marked a new era and take on the authentic and raw genre of grime. But even in this release you could feel a grimy punk energy that engaged listeners and was like nothing anyone had seen before. For me, grime music was the evolution of punk music, and this is the belief that Slowthai shares, and by blending the genres together he created a harsh, authentic and honest image of life in Britain. The core greatness in Slowthai's creations though is his approach to storytelling and deeper meanings, which with his core collaborators has allowed him to stand out from all other artists in the UK. Quez Darko was a consistent producer across the majority of his work and enabled Slowthai to have a sound that you couldn't get anywhere else, as well as his cousin Lewis, who is his manager but also a creative director. And this trifecta of incredible lyrics and vocal approach, dark and enchanting production, and sharp statement-driven visuals is what makes him one of the greatest artists to ever grace the punk genre. For example, on Slowthai's album cover for Nothing Great About Britain, you see what looks like a quirky or edgy image of Slowthai in gallows outside some council flats. But in reality, the flats in the picture are in Northampton and at the time were going to be demolished. Slowthai used these flats in his album cover to bring attention to the flats in the hope that it would stop them from getting knocked down. He is pictured naked, alluding to the vulnerability of the album, as well as the overall image sending the message that there is nothing great about Britain or the Union Jack flag. This same social commentary can be seen across almost all of Thai's music videos, with references to iconic films reimagined with Slowthai as the main character, as well as historical and political references and questions posed in many of his songs and videos. Slowthai and his manager Lewis also took a very unique approach to his marketing. Instead of building marketing campaigns around Thai's music, they used the music, the videos, the artworks and the messaging as the marketing. By developing incredibly thoughtful, polarizing and aware statements in the art itself, this did the heavy lifting for the marketing and promotion, and by taking this approach allowed Slowthai to be truly authentic and never water down his art in order to scale his business. Taking this art first approach also garnered a lot of attention from other artists such as Skepta, A$AP Rocky, Muramasa, Flume, Disclosure, Amine and Tyler the Creator, to name a few. A lot of major artists want to work with Slowthai because he was providing something that no one else could, and by creating art that has so much identity meant he could bring his identity to other artists' music rather than having to mold himself into what they are doing or sell out. Thai also has built a brand that is exclusive without being expensive, similar to the motto of fashion brand Cortez. With his 99p tour and his Bet You a Fiver tour, Slowthai put his fans and the culture first without monetizing off of them, which is another core value of punk music. It's not about the money. This is a decision that runs very clearly across Slowthai's whole career, with them putting virtually all of their budgets into high production music videos, artwork and experiences for the fans, and then releasing the experiences and art for free or extremely low prices. Slowthai puts everything into the music, and instead of telling his fans he's a man of the people, he just shows them and lets them decide whether he is or not. In today's music industry, he is quite literally the only example of an artist who puts his money where his mouth is and focuses on action and making real change. Rather than running these things as marketing campaigns, he takes action and lets the fans decide without drawing attention to how great or authentic he is. Slowthai also embodies his flaws, and by doing this I believe he is truly making a difference in the world and becoming a genuine positive role model for his fans. The majority of emo, punk or rap acts that have a polarizing or bad boy image tend to play into it and put a focus on how messed up they are and use social media to spread this message to gain fans. Slowthai comes across as a genuinely flawed and vulnerable character that is doing everything he can to change, and he talks about this quite regularly, spreading love and admiration for his friends and fans, talking about the process of becoming a father while unleashing his deepest inner demons into the music and art. He has addressed these flaws many times and how difficult he finds it to stay in control and build a positive life for himself. I have been lucky enough to meet Slowthai in person after shows briefly, and the first time was when he came outside into the public smoking area on his own to smoke a cigarette and talk to the fans. But he does one thing that very few artists do. He doesn't just meet the fans and listen to their compliments. He builds relationships with them, asks questions, learns about their experiences and has genuine interactions. He is pretty much the exact same on camera as he is in person. And I don't say this to make him sound nice or like every artist needs to do this, but he treats people as people rather than fans. And if he doesn't like what someone has to say, he tells them to their face. And if he likes what they're saying, he wants to know more and create conversation. Rather than being a people pleaser to his fans, he is just honest with them on how he is feeling in the moment. And And this level of authenticity throughout the music, visuals, artwork, live performances, and in-person interactions, I believe is what makes him a national treasure in UK punk music. And with the upcoming release of his new album Ugly, it seems like he is committed more than ever to that deep focus on vulnerability, honesty, and unwavering discipline to speak his truth and create art that stands the test of time.